Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is the first news from today's newspaper front page Dawn. UK judge rebukes NAP in broadsheet ruling, says anti-graft body gave rise to torturous says anti-graft body gave rise to tortuous liability. August 2016 award released by government following a Musawi controversy. By Nasser Iqbal. Islamabad, a deliberate decision was made by the National Accountability Bureau (NAB) to disregard the knowledge risk of economic harm to the broadsheet LLC as the claimant submits to turn a blind eye to damages that would or might be caused to the broadsheet by entering into May 2008 settlement agreement with Jimmy James and his Colorado companies or in making payments to them, as stated Sir Anthony Evans through his August 2016 final award determining the liability issues. I told that was reckless conduct by NAB, which give rise to tortuous liability as alleged, held Sir Evans, adding that evidence establishes that those who took the executive decision on behalf of NAB to enter into the settlement agreement believed that the broadsheet was in liquidation and that the liquidator was not a party to the negotiations by accepting Jimmy James' explanation that Broadsheet LLC had been reconstituted in the form of Broadsheet LLC in Colorado, which at best was a doubtful legal concept and, if correct, could only mean that the broadsheet had ceased to exist. The judgment also noted that senior lawyer Ahmad Bilal Sufi, who acted on behalf of NAB as its consultant, paid an agreed amount of $1.5 million in London by two checks to Broadsheet LLC, Gibraltar, misnomer, or Broadsheet LLC Colorado, and Jimmy James. By the time the settlement agreement was executed, both Ahmad Bilal Sufi and NAB believed that Broadsheet was in liquidation. Proceedings through both also knew that the supposed liquidator was not involved in negotiations nor a party to the settlement agreement. While holding that the claimant Broadsheet LLC was entitled to recover damages for the wonderful reputation of the ARA, the award declared that Jimmy James had no authority from the claimant after March 2005 to enter into a settlement agreement. The December 17, 2018 determination by Sir Anthony Evans on the quantum award in the Broadsheet LLC litigation mentions, according to the evidence, that the total value of the assets attributed to former Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif was $805.9 million. At the same time, the award also acknowledges that the figure being gross do not necessarily relate to the current value of the alleged properties owned by the Sharif. Of the total value of assets, $622 million was in Pakistan, $54 million in Saudi Arabia, $24.5 million in the UAE, besides $105 million in the United Kingdom. Finally, the quantum decision held that Pakistan and NEB were jointly liable to pay $21.58 million plus interest to the Broadsheet LLC as damages for the October-December 2003 breach and repudiation of June 2000 ARA Asset Recovery Agreement. The award summarizes the damages recoverable by the claimant Broadsheet LLC for the breach of contract with compound interest at the appropriate deposit rate. According to the table, a total of $21.58 million has to be recovered and given to Broadsheet, of which $1.45 million had to be recovered from the Sharifs on account of Field flats. $19 million for other assets from Sharifs, $48,760 from Sean Group, $25,000 from Sultan Lakhani, $85,600 from Fauzi Qasmi, $381,600 from Lieutenant General retired Zahid Ali Akbar, Aftab Sherpao, $210,000 and $180,000 from Jamil Ansari, etc. Broadsheet LLC was incorporated in the Isle of Man on May 28, 2000, and its registered shareholders were two Panamanian companies, namely Oxford International Holdings and Berkshire International Holdings, while its common beneficial owner was Colorado-based businessman Jimmy James. There was an evidence the award held in 2001 to 2002. Former Chief Minister of Punjab, Shahbaz Sharif, made substantial payments to the National Accountability Bureau, NAB, amounting to rupees 440 million, $7.35 million, and there was some dispute at the liability hearing as to whether these were assets recovered by NAB for the purposes of the Asset Recovery Agreement ARA between the Broadsheet LLC and NAB in 2000. But after ending exile and the return of the Sharif family from Saudi Arabia, the payments together with different assets had been surrendered until NAB were returned to him and his family on the Lahore High Court LSC order, which was also upheld by the Supreme Court of Pakistan. It seems, therefore, that these payments and assets are no longer relevant for present purposes, the Quantum Award said, adding that in 2015, the files of Mossack Fonseca, a firm of Panama lawyers, became public knowledge, thus disclosing the affairs of the client and former clients, including Nawaz Sharif and family members. In Pakistan, proceedings were instituted by the leader of another political party headed by Prime Minister Imran Khan that resulted in the establishment of the Joint Investigation Team (JIT) on April 20, 2017 under the Supreme Court orders with a task to inquire into the business affairs of Nawaz Sharif and members of his family in relation to certain allegations of corruption. The reasons why the inquiry was not delegated to NAB was also explained in the Supreme Court order, which stated that in normal circumstances, such exercise could be conducted by NAB, but when its chairman appeared to be indifferent and even unwilling to perform his part, we are constrained and to look elsewhere and therefore constitute JIT with 6 members, including a NAB representative. The NAB chairman had at that time held office under Nawaz Sharif, who had been the prime minister since 2013. The award said, recalling that the Supreme Court, after the final GIT report, disqualified the then prime minister on July 28, 2017, from being a member of the parliament, who resigned accordingly. The Apex Code also directed NAB to file 3 references in the Accountability Code at Islamabad against him relating to 4 apartments in the Park Lane, London, known as Evanfield Flats. The award also mentioned on July 3, 2018, first revised expert report of shows Friedberg SF, a consulting firm engaged to carry out a forensic audit of the GIT report to identify potentially recoverable assets of the Sharif family. This resulted in a list of 76 items of property in the 3 overseas jurisdictions, the revised value of which was $820 million. The award said, adding the SF list did not purport to identify assets currently held by the Sharif family. Rather, it lists items of property which have been held by or attributed to them over a period of 20 years. The award also held that the evidence regarding receiving $160 million as a bribe money from the contractors for the construction of the Islamabad Lahore motorway by the Sharif family does not support the claim that an asset worth $160 million in his possession, which NAB could have recovered from him or could recover now without further evidence linking that the cash or property asset which can or could have been seized. And in the end, the formal request, if you have not yet, please subscribe our channel, press the like and the bell button to get the fresh from us. Thank you for watching. Have a nice time. Goodbye.